Welcome in everyone to a deep dive, into the life and legacy of Fernando Valenzuela,
Oh,
a
yeah.
name that's, forever etched in baseball history, and especially here in Los Angeles.
Right.
It's poignant as we are recording this.
hmm
The Dodgers are about to face the Yankees in the World Series.
Wow.
It's a matchup that kind of echoes back to that magical year of 1981
Yeah,
when Fernandomania first swept the nation.
absolutely.
And as everyone knows, we just recently lost Fernando
Right.
at the young age of 63, which adds another layer of emotion to this already historic series.
It really does. It's almost like it was kind of scripted,
Yeah,
having these two iconic teams, meet up in the World Series again,
right.
just as we mourn the passing of a true legend.
It is uncanny, the timing of it all.
It is.
So for those listening who may not be as familiar with this story,
hmm
imagine a young, unassuming pitcher from a small town in Mexico
Yeah,
stepping onto the mound in 1981.
right.
That's Fernando.
Yeah.
And his arrival ignited a phenomenon, unlike anything baseball had seen before or really since.
It's remarkable how quickly it all happened.
Right.
The season began with Jerry Reese,
Yeah.
who was the Dodgers' ace at the time.
Right.
He gets injured, and Tommy Lasorda, their manager, he decides to take a chance on this 20-year-old rookie
Wow.
who had really mostly been used as a reliever the previous year.
And what a chance it turned out to be.
It did.
Fernando goes on to win his first 8 starts with an unbelievable .50 ERA.
Oh my goodness.
5 of those wins were shutouts.
Unbelievable.
His screwball, a pitch that breaks in on right-handed hitters
Yeah.
in a way that defies logic.
Right.
It baffled everyone.
I mean, it really was his signature pitch, but
Yeah.
it was more than just the pitch itself.
Right.
It was his whole motion. Imagine this. He'd come look up to the sky as if seeking divine guidance,
Right.
and then unleash this deceptive pitch that
Yeah.
seemed to just dance through the air.
It was mesmerizing, and the crowds,
Oh, yeah.
their electric Dodger Stadium was packed with Latinos who saw themselves in Fernando.
Absolutely.
He became, this symbol of hope, a
Yeah.
cultural icon,
Yeah.
really a testament to the American dream.
Yeah, and it wasn't just the Latino community either.
Right.
Fernandomania transcended, cultural boundaries.
Right.
Everyone loved Fernando.
He had this infectious joy for the game,
He did.
this kind of quiet confidence
Yeah.
that resonated with people from all walks of life.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And of course, we can't forget the soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
ABA's Fernando.
Antonio warmed up.
Blaring through the stadium speakers.
Yeah.
You couldn't escape it.
It truly was.
Yeah,
It's a
that's-
cultural phenomena.
Yeah, but beyond Fernandomania,
Right.
beyond the hype and the excitement, Fernando had a remarkable career.
He did.
17 seasons in the majors.
Yeah.
A Cy Young and Rookie of the Year award in 81. 6 All-Star appearances. 2 World Series rings. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Yeah, it really does.
And the Dodgers retired his number 34,
Right.
an honor typically reserved for Hall of Famers,
For sure.
which I think speaks volumes about
Absolutely.
the impact he had on the franchise and the city,
Mm-hmm.
even though he fell short of, the Cooperstown requirements.
Right, but,
Yeah.
all those accolades,
Yeah.
they're impressive, but they don't fully capture his significance.
Right.
What truly sets Fernando apart is his lasting impact on the Latino community and on baseball itself.
Right.
He opened doors.
Yeah.
He inspired generations.
He did.
He showed the world what was possible.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he really did pave the way for so many others. But, let's dive into some of the specifics of his career, the things that really made him such a dominant force on the mound.
Sure.
You mentioned his screwball.
Yeah.
But for those who might not be, as familiar with baseball's more nuanced aspects, can you explain, what makes that pitch so special?
Yeah, so a screwball is basically, it's a breaking ball
Okay.
that moves in the opposite direction of a typical curveball.
Uh-huh.
So for a right-handed pitcher like Fernando,
Right.
it breaks in on a right-handed hitter,
Right.
which is unusual.
Okay.
It's a tough pitch to master
Yeah.
and even tougher to hit when thrown correctly.
Right.
It's almost like a slider that dives down and in at the last moment,
Yeah.
completely disrupting a batter's timing.
It's no wonder hitters had so much trouble with it.
Yeah,
And remember, this was an era before advanced analytics.
right.
And all of the technology we have today, hitters were relying mostly on instinct.
Yep.
and scouting reports.
Exactly. Imagine facing a pitch you've rarely seen before.
Yeah.
One that breaks in a way you're not expecting.
Right.
I mean, it's a recipe for strikeouts and weak contact.
Yeah.
And Fernando had exceptional command of that pitch.
Right.
He could throw it for strikes.
Yeah.
He could bury it in the dirt to get a swing and a miss.
Right.
He could even throw it for a called strike on the outside corner.
Wow.
It was his weapon of choice.
It's really fascinating to think about how much the game has changed since then.
Yeah.
But even in today's era of, specialized relievers and strict pitch counts, some of Fernando's accomplishments stand out as truly remarkable.
Absolutely.
Like his streak of 255 consecutive starts.
Yeah.
I mean, that means for over 7 seasons.
Wow.
He took the mound every 5th day without fail.
That's incredible.
Think about the durability,
Yeah.
the consistency, the mental fortitude that requires.
I know.
You just don't see that kind of workload from pitchers anymore.
You don't.
It really speaks to, a different era of baseball.
It does.
Back then, starting pitchers were expected to go deep into games to finish what they started.
Right.
Complete games were the norm,
Yeah.
not the exception.
And Fernando was a workhorse.
Yeah.
I mean, he routinely pitched well over 200 innings a season. Wow.
Which is practically unheard of in today's game.
Right.
He wasn't afraid to throw a lot of pitches.
Right.
And he had the stamina to back it up.
It's mind-blowing to think about.
It is.
And speaking of mind-blowing,
Yeah.
how about that no-hitter he threw in 1990
Oh, yeah, June 29th.
against the St. Louis Cardinals?
Against the Cardinals, a 6-year Dodgers win.
A classic performance.
It was.
And Vin Scully's call of that final out.
Oh,
Man.
legendary.
If you have a sombrero, throw it to the sky.
It still gives me chills.
I don't know.
But, beyond the pitching,
Yeah.
you mentioned earlier that he won 2 Silver Slugger awards.
He did.
I have to admit, that surprised me.
Really?
He could hit, too.
Oh, he could swing the bat.
Okay.
Won those awards in 81 and 83.
Wow.
And remember, this wasn't just some fluke.
Right.
He consistently had a higher bat.
It makes you wonder what he could have accomplished in today's game
I know.
with all the advancements in training and nutrition, pitching strategies.
Right.
But let's shift gears a bit here.
Okay.
We've talked about his on-field accomplishments,
Right.
his cultural impact.
Mm-hmm.
But what about the man himself?
Yeah.
What was Fernando like off the field?
You know what? By all accounts, he was a humble and quiet person.
Okay.
A stark contrast to the frenzy that surrounded him during Fernandomania.
Right.
He never sought the spotlight.
Right.
It found him.
It's interesting. It seems like some athletes are born for the spotlight.
Yeah.
And others, like Fernando,
Yeah.
seem almost uncomfortable with it.
Exactly. He wasn't trying to be a celebrity.
Yeah.
He just loved to play baseball.
Right.
He was a man of few words.
Yeah.
But his actions spoke volumes.
Yeah.
He treated everyone with respect.
Right.
From his teammates and coaches to the stadium staff and the fans.
Yeah.
I mean, there are countless stories of his kindness and generosity.
You mentioned stories.
Yeah.
Is there one that particularly stands out to you?
Well, there's a story about a man named Alexander Escobar
Okay.
who used to drive buses for the Dodger Stadium Express,
Okay.
the shuttle that brings fans to and from the stadium.
Right.
He had the opportunity to meet Fernando at an event and was just struck by his humility.
Okay.
Escobar said that Fernando treated him and the other drivers like family,
Wow.
greeting them with warmth and kindness.
That's great.
It's a small gesture, but it speaks volumes about his character.
It is. It's a reminder that behind all the fame and accolades,
Yeah.
there was a genuine, kind-hearted person
Yeah.
who never forgot where he came from.
Precisely. And that connection with his roots,
Yes.
with the people who supported him,
Right.
is a big part of what makes his legacy so enduring.
Yeah, it really is amazing how, even a simple act of kindness can leave such a lasting impression. And speaking of lasting impressions,
Yeah.
I can't help but think about the timing of all of this.
Yeah.
Fernando's passing a Dodgers in the World Series against the Yankees.
Wow.
The same matchup as that magical 1981 season.
I know.
It's almost poetic, isn't it?
It really is. And it raises an interesting question.
Yeah.
What would a World Series victory, dedicated to Fernando's memory
Right?
mean to the city, to the Latino community, and to baseball itself?
Wow, that is a powerful thought.
Yeah.
His rookie year, Fernandomania, culminated in a World Series win
Right.
against the Yankees.
Yep.
Now, all these years later, the Dodgers are back in the World Series,
I know. It's crazy.
facing the same opponent with the city still mourning the loss of their beloved El Toro.
Imagine the energy,
Right.
the emotion,
Yeah.
the outpouring of love and remembrance.
It would be
If
incredible.
the Dodgers were to win it all this time around,
Right.
it would be like a storybook ending.
Yeah.
A testament to, his enduring impact on the team and the city.
A fitting tribute to the man who, in many ways, helped redefine what it means to be a Dodger.
Absolutely.
But, even if they don't win at all,
Right.
his legacy remains secure.
For sure.
He's woven into the fabric of Los Angeles, of baseball history,
Yeah.
of the Latino American experience.
He showed us that, talent and dedication can transcend borders.
Yeah.
And inspire generations.
Absolutely.
He reminded us of the power of humility and the importance of, staying connected to your roots.
Fernando Valenzuela may be gone, but his spirit will forever be a part of Dodger Blue.
Absolutely.
And for you, our listener, we leave you with this.
Okay.
What does Fernando Valenzuela's legacy mean to you? How has his story touched your life, either directly or indirectly?
Right.
We encourage you to, reflect on this question.
Yeah.
And perhaps share your thoughts with us.
Okay.
Until next time, keep diving deep.